Welcome to Reseller Recap, where we talk all things reselling across multiple platforms. Join us for real-life discussions on how we crush the elusive work-life balance. Grab a coffee and join us now.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Reseller Recap. We are going to talk all things Walmart today and all the super fun changes that have rolled out this past month. We've been doing tons of interviews. I hope you guys have been enjoying them. Kind of get us through the summer and hear other people's perspectives on how they navigate being part of this world. But we are fine tuning in to Walmart. The conference is coming up in just a couple weeks, and we have some things to discuss with them. So we're going to go through that here today. And just let's get to it. Morgan, how you doing?
Man, I feel like so many of us are hanging on by a thread, and then it's like, then you get another email, and it's just like, please, Walmart.
Now what? Now what do you want?
Please, I cannot take any more from you. Yeah, the most recent one, I think was 2 days ago. They had initially said that they were gonna get rid of pet consumables, but those were like not aired out. But now they sent the email saying that they will be. Still have no date on when that will happen. So I am trying to hurry up. I didn't have much, but I have like 2 things that we sold last Q4 that I had a bunch of, and it's selling consistently, but I had like, I think it was like 180 of them. So I'm down to, I think the last time I checked, I'm at like 65.
Okay.
So I'm like, come on, let's go. Because I mean, if I have to get them sent back to me, it's not the worst thing in the world, because they did also sell on eBay. And, but on Amazon, there's no listing. And you know how making listings on Amazon is. I'm just
not doing it.
Not even interested. Yeah.
No
so
thanks.
Yeah, that one actually didn't hurt as much as the beauty and personal care. That took a lot of people out the game, like a lot. And, you know, we knew that beauty was coming. Like, me and Diana have been saying forever, like, hey, make sure that your guys' listings are correct. Make sure you don't go too deep, because they're coming. They're following Amazon's path, which was fine. But I was taken aback by the personal care. I wasn't expecting that to get hit with it, which, I mean, now that I think about it, I guess it makes sense, but I just wasn't ready for that. And that killed me, because I had a ton of deodorant, I had toothpaste, I had hand soap, and all of that is being aired. And so they're like, oh, we'll give you guys 90 days free storage. And I'm like, your storage fees weren't even high to begin with. That's not helpful.
No, like, you should give me 90 days to sell through this.
Exactly.
And then let's go with it, because just ripping the sword like that, like, Amazon always gives you a heads up. And I still don't understand why I don't get the emails. Like, it's so beyond annoying. I am signed up for every single notification. At the conference last year, I even had an account rep. When I got my account rep, like, oh yeah, you should be getting all this stuff. I don't get it. And so then I'm like, I log in, like, what happened now?
Mine was actually the same way. I wasn't getting them either. Last year I had, you remember when they went through and they, like, I don't know what they were doing, but they like reevaluated people's like payments, like for the expedited payments and all that stuff. So when they put my account on hold, I called, because I'm like, what's going on? Like, I wanted to make sure I wasn't like suspended or anything. And the lady, like, she's like, oh no, I don't remember what the reason was. It was something that they did to a bunch of people. I don't remember why, but she's like, yeah, no, we sent you an email about it. And I was like, I don't get your emails. And she's like, you don't? And I'm like, no. And she's like, are you signed up? I'm like, look at my account. It's all there. She's like, that's so weird. And so I don't know who she escalated it to, but she said she was going to escalate it. And ever since then, I feel like I am now like getting, well, at first it was like some of them, but now I think at least
all of them.
I get all of them, but you don't know.
I
unless
know.
unless you talk to somebody and they're like, hey, did you see that email? And then I'm like, oh wait. So
I'm like, thank God you guys know it. Like, people always are posting it in, CFM group. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, what happened now? Like, that's why this is happening.
And when we were at the retreat, I think it was Friday, Friday or Saturday. I don't remember when all of this chaos happened. But no, I want to say it was Friday night. Somebody at the retreat who's very like well connected told me, they were like, "Hey, a bomb's about to drop on Walmart." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Beauty's done." And I'm like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah, but not like 2 weeks or next month, like this week."
Tomorrow.
And I'm like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay." But like Walmart will say stuff and then it
Yeah.
takes them a minute to actually implement it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, like whatever. I kid you not, that morning, I think that Saturday morning, I woke up and had the email from them like, it's done. So me and Diana are in the Uber and I'm showing her the documents that they want for you to be able to sell. It's just, unless you're working directly with the brand. And honestly, even if you're doing that, I don't even know if some of that stuff they would give.
Yeah. I know
And
she said that too. She's like, I have how many
yeah,
brand direct, like non-competes, what have you, like exclusives,
yeah,
and they won't give me the shit. They don't even have half the shit. Like,
yeah, yeah. And so we were like talking on our way back to the retreat, and she's like, yeah, it's just done. And I'm like, all right, like not a big deal. I didn't have that much beauty. Like I said, like we've been talking about this forever. Like, don't go deep in beauty. It's gonna be
yep.
done. Like they're following Amazon. So I'm like, hey, cool. And then literally that Saturday, when did we all leave? We left Sunday. So actually it had to be Thursday night. And then I woke up Friday morning to the email. So literally that Saturday morning when we all woke up to go live sourcing, I just saw somebody on Facebook or somewhere be like, check your catalog. And the errors, I was like, no. I had like, at first I had like 200 errors and the number just kept going up all day, all
Oh
day,
my
all
God.
day. So finally, when I got home, I went through because it was airing items that even had zero inventory that you had like sold. So I needed to do the filter and all that stuff. So by the time I got done, I'm like, okay, it's only 70 items. It can't be that bad. I was like, let me go and try to do like a recall of my inventory just so I can see the final number.
Yeah.
Yeah, well then when I recalled, it was like, I think it was like 280. And I
Oh,
was just like, oh my God.
awful. I know. I think somebody
Walmart.
mentioned it was like 1,700 items for them.
Yeah,
Like,
I did
my
not get
goodness.
hit as bad as like people had pallets, and like there was people who were crying like on social media like upset, and I get it because it's like,
Yeah.
what do you, we get hit with these changes, which is, it's fine. I get it. Like we're constantly needing to pivot, but like something that's so drastic
Yes.
like that hits small businesses so hard.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, but right before Q4, like this is the time where we make all of our money to fund Q4. And
Mm.
then now we're just sitting on inventory, which essentially is money. And then we're gonna have to pay to get it all shipped back. Like that's what they should do. They should be like, oh, we'll waive the fees to get it shipped back or
Yes.
something.
I agree
That
with
would
that.
be nice.
Yes. Either give
So
us
it's
90 days to
just,
sell through or you cover the return cost on that because that's just, you didn't even give anybody, like so many people, I feel like have just said they're now done. Like,
oh
or
yeah, so many people pulled out.
so many people are like, forget this. How much, even though we can all complain about Amazon so much, they never do this to us. Like,
Yeah,
never.
yeah,
Or people are like, it hit me with trust and safety on all of those items, and now
yes.
they
And they're
terminated my account.
suspended or terminated.
They didn't even
Yeah,
suspend. They just straight up terminated, and they can't even appeal. And I'm like, dude,
yes.
like,
I've seen this week actually a bunch of people in some Facebook groups said that they did end up getting their account back from that. But it was just the fact that they even had to go through that.
oh
Like
yeah,
you're
oh yeah,
really messing with people's like livelihoods. And don't get me wrong, I understand like the reason why they're doing it is from
yeah,
like a legal FDA perspective.
sure,
Great, got it. But like you knew that for
yeah,
how long? So like
yes.
we
People
give
gotta
us
give
some
people
grace, give us some warning, like
agree.
because that was, I mean, not even was, is, we're still living it. It's rough.
Yeah,
And honestly, the amount of time it takes them to recall inventory is crazy. So now with all these people Like, I can't even imagine how many people have errors. I mean, everybody I've talked to has been like,
Yeah.
this is at least a third of my catalog, which is like, for me, it was a quarter of my catalog. So I get it. Yeah. So it's like,
This is
I
what
don't
I'm like,
even,
this is why I always do merch. This is why I don't want
yeah, right. This is why I don't.
because
Yes.
I, like I went on that big giant trip or whatever. So I had just sent some stuff to WFS
Same.
before I left because I was like, all right, I got to make sales while I'm gone or won't. But
Yep.
literally the stuff that aired was the stuff I had just sent to them. And I was like, come on now. Like,
Yes.
not even because that day that hit, we were on the train we were doing the channel from like London to France. And so we're supposed to have internet, right? So like I'm on, and because we're like under the water, the internet's going in and out. I'm like, no, what is happening? How many things are aired? And my husband's like, you need to have a drink and calm down. Like, wait a minute. And I was like, no, I mean, this is a working trip. I was doing all this sourcing.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy, what is, and I was like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. A lot that were aired were things I had already sold through. But,
yeah,
you can't delete you can't delete things that you've sent to WFS. So I have all these things that are like in trust and safety right now that I don't even have anymore. I haven't sold them in like 2 years.
Yeah.
But I can't like get them off my account. And I was like, well, how many are they going to let you get? Is it like Amazon's, performance where you watch your account number? And so it doesn't really matter how many you have if they're not affecting your account health, or is this like behind the scenes? Because people are saying they were fine and the only thing that got them suspended or terminated was trust and safety stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just say come Walmart Summit, guess who's more of a mission this year than last year? Last year I had 4 appointments. You want to guess how many appointments I got this year? 11. 11 right now.
Almost triple. Jen is going to stand on business. If you guys did not know, she is like the founder of what do we call it? The CFM Mafia, where we set people straight. So yeah.
I mean, and I do it in a nice way, but it's just kind of like I don't know. It was just so funny last year. I mean, like I always think of like the whole, okay, why are you charging a $1 fee for WFS items? I don't know. Talk to the person in charge of WFS. So why do you guys charge it? Don't know. I'm like, hello?
Speaking of, while you were gone, an email went out. Unfortunately, I was not able to be a part of it, which I'm so annoyed. But an email went out for a beta group, like another beta group, to remove the $1 fee. Why do we need to test this? What is being tested?
I know. So that's one of my appointments, because since I don't get the emails, I had sent them and opened a case and said, hey, like I was offered this back at the conference last year, beta for this, but I wasn't like, that was back when I was like, I don't know how much WFS I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't really care. And then now that I was doing more, I was like, okay, now I do want to be part of it, especially coming into Q4. All the pricing errors, all the people that were like the scammers and tankers, I think they're going to be gone. And so I think it'll be a good time to be kind of going back into some of those that have been profitable for years and years, that were kind of those under $10 items. But I'm not doing it without that being part of the $1 off club.
Yeah.
And they reamed me with the, not having a merchant and a WFS item. I had an Easter item that, remember I told you, like checked in, we were at a baseball game.
Oh yeah.
I had like 200 check in and they were like sold like that. And then I was like, oh my God, they had it priced at the, merchant fee, not the WFS fee. And I just like barely made pennies on all of those sales because of that stupid, fee on top of fee.
Rewind for a second. I had just, when we went to the retreat, I left Thursday morning. While I was gone, I had FedEx do a pickup Thursday for stuff that aired out on Saturday. And I'm like more than half of the shipment was that stuff. So now I gotta wait for this stuff to get checked in just to air. And I'm just like, but anyway, so 2 things. One, we had somebody in the CFM community actually had a contact, I forget what their title was, but they had a contact. And they said ever since that whole thing rolled out, literally, they talked to their contact on Monday. This rolled out where everything went into air on Saturday.
Yeah.
250 people left the platform altogether, like closed their accounts. So like people are like done.
Yeah.
But to your point, I think it's unfortunate and it's very irritating. It's very frustrating. But the silver lining is if you can ride this wave and be the last man standing, it's not going to be the same platform that it was, obviously. But I think that the sales could bounce back.
Yeah.
The prices could bounce back and it could be something good. I think at that point, what we'll be fighting against, which is another thing I want to talk to them about, is the price competitive score. If we can get that balanced out with like, all the bad apples gone, then it's game on Walmart.
Yeah.
But
and they have got to their system start adding the people that are doing shipping separate from the price. And, instead of doing free shipping, they either need to give free shipping, preferential buy box, or they need to be adding those together to get the price, which again, I brought that up last year and then they wanted examples. I'm like, check my entire catalog because there is somebody on almost every single listing that is saying the item is $1 and shipping is $9.99, which there was a lot of airing for that absorbent shipping.
Something like that. Yeah.
So
also, if I actually tried to, not with $9.99 though, my shipping was lower than that, but it on some things it started to error saying that the shipping price was too high, and it was like $4.99 shipping. So I'm like, interesting. Yeah. But I actually talked to a contact at Walmart. Man, this was probably like before Easter about that because I'm like, guys, like. And they, at least at that time, they have no intention on adding those numbers together. They're like, oh, well, it's two separate numbers. One's the sale price and one's the shipping price. I'm like, right, but you're kicking people off the listing saying that their price is too high when somebody is literally selling it for the same price. Then on the other spectrum of things, you're literally suspending people's accounts for the exorbitant shipping. So it's like, do I add the shipping to get to this?
Yes.
Or do I not be able to sell this item because the pricing is too high? Like, we got to find some middle ground. The last time I talked to them, I think was like April or May. And, they say that they're working on stuff, which maybe they are, I don't know. But I'm ready to like get the stuff in front of them again to get things changed. I think also, like when they had changed the whole interface to all that crap that we didn't like, and I had talked to that guy. Yeah. Or really it was a whole team to get it like changed back. And they did it. They told me 2 weeks and it was like, I don't even think it was 2 days and they had like changed it back. I think the thing that they want to see, and I could be wrong saying this, is they want to see or at least hear about the numbers behind it. Like we want to know that the mass majority wants or do not want this before we enact on this idea. Correct. Even though I think they put things in place that they don't ask us about, but they want to know how we feel about it. Okay, well, here you go. Here you go. I gave them responses off of Facebook, everything. I didn't put people's names on it because some people were like, I don't think Walmart. So I was like, oh, let me take their name off this just in case they want to come back at some point. I didn't put names on it, but I was like, here's everything. And they're like, wow, like nobody wants this. There's like one person that said that. I'm like, that's what I was trying to tell you guys. Like out of like 100 something people that responded to like my polls and everything, only of all the platforms, there was 2 people total that said that they wanted that. Like, are these the 2 people that you talked to that made you change this?
Probably. I know. I always love that. Like, you have to share your name when you do the one-on-one calls with them and stuff. But sometimes I hop on some of the ones that are like small groups or whatever, and you can make an anonymous comment. And I'm always like, I know this is not anonymous. I know that they have my name in the background, but it just makes me laugh because, like, quick little story. One of my friends, like, they had that for his work, like, and they were announcing
for the survey,
were making them go back to the office and they couldn't like just do work from home anymore. And people were doing anonymous comments, like reaming the CEO like flipped off everybody in the middle of it and it like cut away, but everybody saw it. And then all those people that had made a comment gone within like a week. He's like, I knew a couple people because I could just tell by the way they were like what they were saying, like who they were, and then they were gone. And I was like, never, never do something anonymous.
Nothing
You're
is
not
ever
okay with, like,
actually
don't even
anonymous.
say it. Like,
Yeah. Let's be real here. Nothing is ever anonymous. Like, okay, on those Walmart calls, when you register for them, you put in your
your
seller
seller
ID.
ID.
Like, so even if they claim that you have the same Zoom link or whatever, like it's all somewhere in the background. You're not anonymous. Same thing, like when I was working in corporate, you'd have to do like annual surveys.
Yeah.
And like, first of all, those surveys used to crack me up because they would be like, um, oh, what department are you in? Or like
Yeah.
what area? So like, is it finance or is it like accounting or is it like quality? And it's like that. You know how easy it'd be to narrow this, even if this was
Yeah.
anonymous. You know how easy it would be to now narrow this down, and they'll be like, oh, who's your
Who's your
who's your
supervisor?
yes. But even those, they send those emails to you and then they're like, do not forward this to anybody. Right, because this is a unique link. So then that means that this is registered to me. So
Uh-huh.
you know that this is me saying these things. This is not anonymous.
Gosh, I can't.
But at Walmart, I have things to say and I will do it publicly, not anonymously.
I know. I'm like, I told you, I said, I went through like, so if you guys have anything, if you're not going to the summit and you have questions, please add them like to, as, comments for these podcasts, because we will take them, like,
Yes.
or DM us or whatever, because I went in with like my list last year. I went in with a whole list from other people and was really able to get good answers, and quite a few things that they said that they would work on did get changed. Like, now they're like adjusting the additional days off, and they're doing things that we talked about at the last conference are finally like kind of coming out, which is good. I mean, I feel like it does take them a while, but they do want to hear why, and, like, see it in their faces and stuff.
Which they did give us 30 days now for time off, but it's like, why don't you just give us like
vacation mode's coming. I know vacation mode's coming. That was the other one that I said, I was like, this is so annoying to have to like zero out your catalog and do this. And they're like, oh, we didn't realize that's what people are having to do. And I was like, well, yeah, like I don't want to have.
That's what it literally says to do.
I know. I was like, it's just, I don't want to have to do that.
Who wants to come back from vacation to like 200 orders? Like in the grand scheme of things, yeah, the money's great, but like you're just coming off of like trying to relax and now you're just like straight hitting the ground running.
Don't do that. That's how I lost my account or got suspended, last year or whatever, was because, or 2 years ago now, because I was gone for 2 days. I put it on vacation mode for 2 days and I got 900 plus orders in 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Yeah. And then they were like, they thought I was going to fill them. I got them all out by Monday, but then it was like, the system was like, what is happening? Oh my gosh, she actually fulfilled them. And then it was like, wait, we're verifying your account. And then I'm waiting and I'm waiting and waiting. And then it was like, suspended. I'm like, suspended? Like, wait a minute, what is happening? And wires all got crossed.
Yeah.
I know I was like the token test case of what never to do to a customer, or, to a seller, which was great.
Ridiculous.
I love being that. But
yeah.
So don't do that. That's why now it's like, unless I'm only gone for like a day, or it's like right before the holidays and these people I know are thinking it's going to get to them by Christmas or what have you, then I use them. But I don't use them just to like, like I had 30 days. I could have just, when we were gone to Europe, I could have just put it on that for that.
Yeah.
That would have been I would have came back to a total disaster. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No thanks.
I think I'm going to, like you said, I always put it on like a day or two before like a major holiday, so people aren't thinking they're going to get it. But I think that I'm going to start, like if I'm going to be gone for a lot of days, I'm going to zero out. And honestly, I think I might also use some time off because I just feel like their system is so glitchy. Mm-hmm. And it'll say you have zero inventory, and the next thing you know, you're getting an order. And so I'm like,
that's why I said I have like 3 different ways I check it, and I do it so many days before to make sure if something trickles in or something's been in the queue, or, like even like Walmart conference, it's going to be funny because you're going to know what sellers are at the summit because all those store names are going to disappear.
Yes.
Everybody's gonna have
Yes.
zeroed out, you know what I mean? Or you're gonna see
Yes.
like ship dates pushed out, and
Pushed
so
out.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. So Walmart is like kind of unfortunately, I feel like in a way up in the air, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Like I went through, so from like February, I think it was, until the retreat, I went through this whole thing where I was like sending everything from my office in, which I pretty much did, to be honest. There's only like a few things that either, it was gonna like fungicides and all that stuff that you like can't send in
yeah.
WFS, or it eventually at some point aired out, so I just have to send it to Amazon or eBay or whatever. But for the most part, I got pretty much everything out. So I sent in so much WFS, and I'm just like, and a lot of that was personal care. Love
Okay.
that. So
It's weird
yeah,
what things fell under personal care too. Like one of my things
yes,
that's in error, I'm like, this is not personal care.
because people are miscategorizing stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And that was another thing I worked on at the conference last year was that I had something that they were claiming. Well, actually, I had like 6 items that they were claiming were way to celebrate, and they were not. Like whoever made the listing at Walmart just like grouped it in there, and they were not. I'm like, look at the back on the brand. It does not say way to celebrate. So I had one of the people I met with was really helpful in getting those converted, most of them, to the right
Yeah.
brand. So that's going to be another thing that I feel like some of these I want to be able to try to do like an appeal, or they need some process to say like, hey, this is not in the right category. Or like we laugh all the time. Remember the whole grocery thing, and some influencer was like,
Oh,
well, this is grocery and you guys are only paying 8% now. And I was like,
yeah.
actually, these are all considered gourmet.
Gourmet or whatever. Yeah.
They're not
So
grocery. And so actually you're still
stupid.
paying 15%. So
And somebody in the group was saying that they talked to, I don't know if it was support or who it was that they talked to, but they were saying that they're going through and starting to suspend people for being on listings that were incorrectly branded. So not branded, I'm sorry, categorized. So like I guess there was a bunch of you know how everybody's trying to get on these like Fisker listings because we
oh
have
yeah.
like the CPCs, but they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
accepting them.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying that, like, I guess some of the scissors are under like toys or
Mm,
like grocery, like they're not under the right category. Um, so I don't know. That's another thing. I have like, I think it was like 300 pairs of Fiskars that I had to come back to me, and that was maybe June now.
yeah.
But I requested that stuff beginning of May because they had sent out an email saying that they were going to increase return shipping for stuff like that. So also that fee went up and now we have to get this stuff back.
And now you have to get more back. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and
And
they're
it took
even
them
tracking
longer.
down. Fiskars has been sending letters on Amazon, emails like crazy. And then I know some people were even getting actual like FedEx letters. So I
Yeah.
feel like that brand is just like,
It's
don't
about to
buy
be
it.
done.
Yeah.
I actually I'm restricted on Amazon for Fiskars. Like I can't sell it at all. So I have to make a plan for these
Yeah.
scissors because it's just like I think I actually need to do this because back to school is ending very fast. But I think I'm just gonna like sell them in bulk on eBay or something because I'm
Yeah.
like, what do
They're,
I do with this?
yeah.
Unfortunately, like I really don't want to do this, but then at some point I'm like, if I can't get rid of these within the next couple of months, I'm like, I'm just gonna donate them to the school. Like it's gonna be a huge loss, but I'm like, I'm still losing money with it
Right
sitting
off.
right here.
I know. I was going to
And
say, or take the write off, or you're going to have to sell them at a loss. Like, would you rather have the
yeah,
tax write off or just the sale loss?
exactly. And I got them fairly cheap. Like I think the most expensive one I got was actually, they're sitting right there, was the bigger ones. And
Oh,
these
yeah.
were 75 cents. But everything else was like 25 cents, 50 cents. So
Yeah.
it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just like,
I know. I know.
yeah.
There's just brands. It's hard when it's something like it's sold so well, and
Yeah.
you know to buy it when it's like clearance out and kind of hold, and you know it's going to happen. Like you'll sell through it within the 365, so it's not
Yeah.
a big deal. And then like they just decide, and I mean, people have been talking about that with Crayola forever, so everybody's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to be the next one. It's just
Yep.
Fiskars kind of came out of nowhere and went, yeah, we're over it. You guys like quit selling our stuff.
And actually, you bring up a really good point. I I'm not 100% sold on this yet, but I've been thinking about this. Like, I almost feel like the buy and hold game might be done with just because of like how much they're just randomly restricting things.
Yeah.
It's nice because you're not spending a ton on it because you're getting it, after holiday, after whatever clearance. Food, I think for now is like fine, but like in regard to like toys and
Mhm.
beauty, well, obviously beauty's done, personal care is done, like just all these different things that we would go to, after Christmas, after Easter or whatever, it's all airing. So it's like now you have this money that you spent expecting to you were expecting not to for it to see your profit immediately, you were
Yeah.
holding it, but you were going to eventually see the profit. But
Oh, for sure.
now it's like, well, dang, i don't
I know.
know I don't know if I'm going to see the profit on some of this stuff or not.
I know. That's
So
what I think we were talking the other day. Like I haven't bought in so long because I just want to kind of clear out and almost like fresh start on a lot of
yeah,
stuff. Like I just want the toys out. I want the school supplies. I just want stuff that like we all kind of just we're always good money and stuff. I just don't want to see what it's, and maybe it'll come back around in a year or two. I mean, that's
yeah,
very possible. However, in the meantime, I don't need to be just holding on to that. Like my house is not a storage unit. I don't need to start buying
exactly.
storage units. I don't need any of it.
Exactly. And I
Rather,
had a storage unit, and honestly that storage unit was like great. It was the cleanest storage unit I've like ever seen. It was very high tech. Like it worked off you like the Bluetooth on your phone. I loved it, but I was definitely paying for it. And I noticed that when I had stuff in the storage unit, I think because it wasn't in my face, it was kind of like out of sight, out
it's
of
kind of
mind.
funny.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't I had so much stuff that I didn't even realize was in there from like fall that I needed to sell through before like I don't know like February or March. And by the time I started going through that stuff, I'm like, this expires tomorrow. So
Oh,
now I just lost like, oh, I can't even the number of trash bags that I've thrown away of stuff like just sick. So I'm like, yeah, that's essentially was my goal was when I send everything out, I'm basically like starting over, and
yeah.
then we can figure out something from there. But yeah, and the other thing too is on Walmart we weren't expecting the CPCs to hit either. So last year for back to school, like I went and got a whole bunch of stuff. Most of it is honestly gone. It did really well, but then there's things like the pencil cases or like the like I don't know if you could see that hanging up right there, but those are like lunch boxes. And
Um,
I'm like, well, dang, like I got them for like $1, great, but it's like
yeah.
now what? Obviously, I think they're like Minions and Paw Patrol or something, so I'll give them to my kids. But it's like that's not the point. Like,
Yes. I know. I know. When in doubt,
so
this is when I'm like, oh, good, I have stuff for you. Or like with
yeah,
toys, we're just always at some kind of birthday party. And so, like, if there's something I can't sell, like, great. Like, I have some place for
yeah,
it to go. Like, I would have been spending money buying toys anyways. Well, guess what? This kid is now getting 4 presents and we look like the heroes because we show up with
yes,
so many gifts. Because I'm like,
yes,
well, I would have spent 30 bucks anyways. So here, now you get, 4 or 5 items for
yes.
30 bucks.
We
But
had a birthday party, like right before, or right after Easter, and no, it had to be right after Easter because I had a bunch of Easter candy that
oh,
was
okay.
like within like a month or maybe two, it was gonna expire.
Yeah.
So like Carly's like, okay, I'm gonna give her like this Barbie, like go shop the thing or whatever. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, does she like candy? And Carly's like, I think. And I'm like, all right, let's. I'm just like dumping bags of candy. I'm like, I know her mom is like, what the hell?
I know. Well, I give it like because they always are like, we're doing teacher lounge stocks, and I'm like, oh, perfect. Like I have all this
Nice.
candy that's got like a month left, like if it's less than 30
Yeah.
days and stuff. And I was like, it's not going bad, you know what I mean? But I was like,
Right.
perfect. Like then at least I feel like it's going somewhere. Or like Halloween, I had like, oh my God,
Yes.
like we were
I give
making
away
bags,
so much candy.
like trunk or treat, here's donations, bags and bags of
I give
donations,
away
or
so much. Or even when people like we had to start, like actually handing candy out because kids would like come and like dump the bowls, kid stuff. But what I was doing is I was taking that stuff that was like 30 days and I would put it on, we have like a little like table in front of our door and leave it for the drivers so that
Nice.
they could like get snacks and stuff. But the problem is it was like all the Easter stuff was like chocolate. And this was like a warmer season than normal. So I'm like, I can't leave this like outside. So yeah. But yeah, the CPCs and everything are just like,
well, they're not even saving. Like that's another one of my meetings is I'm like, okay,
yes.
so you want this. I've submitted actually what you're asking for. However, it's not saving it. So now what? Like, okay, you don't have the actual correct processes in the background or like software.
Yes.
I don't know what your malfunction is. And not every person should have to submit it. Like who thought that that's a good idea? Amazon, as long as like one person submits it. And Walmart, you have this stuff. This is stuff you're selling. Like you're selling
you made the listing.
So where are those documents for you to sell them?
Yes.
So give me a break.
Like, stuck in, I don't know if yours are the same way, but all of mine are like stuck in review. Like for the ones at first they were like under submitted.
Yeah.
But and then they went back to like they just cleared like as if I never submitted them.
Yeah.
So then I did a few and then they went into review and then I did like 10 or 15 of them. They went into review and then out of those 15, one got approved. And so I was able to sell on that listing for like, I think it was like a week and a half. And then right before the seller retreat, it went back into error. But it was fine because I sold out everything that I had. So I was like, whatever. But like, why did you approve it? Like, yeah. I heard word on the street is that the next CPC is toys and anything that's 12 and
under, right? Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. It was funny. Somebody in the group was like, yeah, but kids 13 and up don't play with toys. I'm like, they don't. Because there's a huge toy clearance right now at Walmart and it's so tempting, but I'm like, I don't want to be stuck with all of this stuff. And I found some, they were like Mr. Beast toys that were like really big. I think that was last Christmas when he came out with that line on clearance at like a local store for like, I think it was $1.50 or $1.89 or something like that. And it was like profit was insane. But then I'm like, okay, if I buy this whole box, they had like probably like 80 of them. But I'm like, if I buy this whole box, I send it in and then they need the CPC, then I'm like, yeah, it's only 80. Well, really at that point, like $160, but like, that's $160. Like, yeah. So it's just, I've been telling everybody stay away from it. I have sent some stuff in that I already just had. And I'm like, well, maybe I can sell through it before, it's like onesie twosie. So I'm like, maybe I can just sell through it before. Worst case scenario, I don't know. I send it back. They need a liquidate option instead of like just send it back or dispose. But yeah.
They'll just put it in your inventory like Amazon does when you say liquidate.
At least you get like 50 cents back for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But this way, I'm like, I don't even know
what kind of condition it's going to come back in and how big the box is going to be and what the return shipping charges are. And
I have so many boxes by my front door right now because I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you, but it's from Walmart. So stuff is coming back. But they're like small boxes. So I don't know what it is. And every time a box comes, like they're piling up and I can tell my husband's like,
what now?
So when you gonna get these boxes? And I'm just like, I do not have the mental capacity to deal with it.
Put it in the corner. It's still going to be there in the corner.
On the other side of our basement, I have boxes against the wall. Those are other returns. And I'm like, just over there. I will get to it. My kids are like, can we open the box? I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. We will have a box opening session in a couple days because yeah. And they're like, well, can we have what's in it? And I'm like, it depends what's in it.
I love that. That's motivation.
Motivation. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, so, I feel like
that was a lot.
Yeah. I feel like we could talk about this forever. Maybe we'll do one more episode of this because I just feel like there's a lot we need to bring to the table at the conference. Because my husband's like, why are you even going? Like, I feel like everything's going nuts. And I said, well, if I don't go and tell them, like, who is? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this was so good for so long. I need to make it good again, you know? So, and I
Yes.
need to know, like, hey, I mean, I had
Yes.
the top numbers.
Speaking of what you just said, public service announcement. You need to open cases. One more time. You need to open cases.
Yes.
You guys are complaining about stuff on Facebook in these communities, and nobody's opening cases, so they don't know that these problems are happening. And then when me and you are like on a whole like attack, they're like, oh wait, what?
Well, nobody told us that was a thing. Oh, I can bring up the log because they brought up the logs of like all the cases to see
on mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and they're like, nobody said anything about this. And I'm like, or they'll be like, oh, there's like one or two people. And I'm like, well, that was probably me and you. Like,
probably.
So yes, you guys need to open cases because that's the only way that they know that something's wrong. We don't like something. There's also on the Seller Center at the bottom, or there used to be, I haven't looked at it in a while, but there's a feedback button. And yeah, it's still there. Or now it's on the side. There's a feedback button. And if you click that, you can you can literally whatever you can go to the page and it's gonna be specific to that page. Or you can do a general one and like tell them what you want to say. You don't even have to open a case. You can literally just do that feedback, but do something so that they know, because waiting until the conference every year is not conducive to anybody. So that's it. That's my public service announcement. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you. That was fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.